When we formed the incentive travel business in the 90s, we started as a small company. We built it, and we built some major accounts nationally. At one time in Atlanta, we had between 25 and 30 employees on a regular basis. Employed a pretty good sized office, about 8,000 square feet. We did quite well until 2007. We had a major company that was dealing with us that was doing $3 to $4 million a year with us. And in 2007, they decided that they were going to back off, and at that time owed us over $3 million, and we didn't get to collect that. That pretty much did the company in the sense that it devastated our cash flow. We were trying to service clients and continue paying our creditors. I, as the CEO and owner, chose to pay a lot of the creditors' obligations with personal savings. And that, in particular, the whole demise of the company absolutely resulted in a tax situation because my accounting people failed to pay payroll taxes for 2 quarters. I tried to deal with IRS for 2.5 years on my own, and they kept putting me off, telling me they were backlogged. And then one day I get hit with liens, in fact, even a levy, without notice. It was what I called a fiasco, a real debacle with the way they handle it. IRS is, they can do whatever they want to someone, and certainly did it to me, and they put you through misery. So I quickly decided, hey, I need some help. And I had listened to commercials and heard people talk about the Bryson Law Firm. So I met with Kerry here in Baton Rouge, and they put a game plan together. And he looked at the whole picture. He said, Don, we'll make a commitment to go after it, and we'll get it resolved, but it'll take time. Just bear with us and trust that we can do it. And that basically was where I had peace of mind.
I met with Mr. Litzen, and we agreed to take his case. It took some time in this case because that is a case which happens often. The IRS lost the file. Of course, the IRS, denied responsibility or any accountability for having lost a file. They tried to blame it on us. But we had a record of what we'd given them, and we were able to reproduce what we'd given them because we've dealt with this, unfortunately, more than we should have, with the IRS losing files and losing correspondence or denying that they received something when they actually did. And we were able to finally convince the IRS that they lost a file. And he eventually received a very good settlement, which he should have received many years ago.
What we were able to do for Mr. Litzen is what's called an offer in compromise. This is where you offer the IRS an amount based on your financial statement and your ability to pay and your assets and equity. And if they take it, once through negotiations, then they'll take that amount, and it's a sum certain, no new interest, no new penalties. The way the rules are structured today, you have 24 months to pay that.
Having a firm like this to represent your case makes you feel good in the sense that you know that you've got experts who know how to deal with this. They were good in keeping me informed, staying in touch. Even on a personal level they did. They got to know who I was, and I have a wife who's battled cancer for 5.5 years. So through this office and the Lafayette office, it was good to talk to people who were dealing with you on a monetary basis that was real critical to you. At the same time, on a personal basis, they were compassionate, and I appreciate that.
It's what he deserved, and it's what he had the ability to pay. His wife, suffering through the illnesses that she had, and that's pretty tragic stuff. For the IRS to not recognize that in this man's life is just callous and cold to me.
Well, I thought that there was no solution to dealing with Internal Revenue in the way that we were dealing. But Bryson showed me they could do it. Bryson Law Firm gave me hope, and absolutely are to be trusted.